Good morning. Welcome to day 3 of our 21 days of December, 21 days into wisdom, 21 days into darkness. We can see the skies changing just a little bit. It's kind of hard to see. Let's see. Sometimes just a little bit. It's kind of nice to show every few days where we get to see how each morning it's a little bit darker, a little bit darker. And today is Tuesday when we're recording this, and each of the days of the week are associated with different planetary influences. Sunday is for the sun, Monday is for the moon, Tuesday is Mars, Wednesday is Mercury, Thursday is Jupiter, Friday is Venus, Saturday is Saturn. I'm in Colorado, and yeah, so it's a different time. Like when I was in Minnesota, of course, it was sometimes I have traveled to Minnesota during this time frame. And so it's funny when we get to see, as I say, yeah, in Oregon, it's still really dark. If we were in Minnesota, it would be significantly lighter. But it will still continue to get darker each morning, which unanimously across the board is fantastic. So today being ruled by Mars, it's a day that and when we look at people's charts, you can see which days you have different influences of this celestial cosmic energy. And Monday can be a day for activity and intensity. It's a Tuesday. Tuesday is a day for activity, intensity, and often surgery is recommended on Tuesdays. It's a energy of cutting and going into the body or manipulating different bones. I won't get too far into that, but it's interesting to watch the influence of the different days of the week. The nakshatra that the moon is in. So again, I'm going to keep repeating this. You've got the 12 zodiac signs. You've got 27 nakshatras that are actually the more finite point of the zodiac sign. And each day will be in a different nakshatra, whereas the ascendant is still Anuradha and Scorpio. The sun is still in Jesta in Scorpio, and the moon, though, is traveling through the different nakshatras each day. It's now in, yesterday it started Mula. Mula started with Sagittarius, and so Purva Ashada is still Sagittarius. Tomorrow will be Uttara Ashara, and that one goes from Sagittarius into Scorpio. So again, a lot of different sub-influences, but today being Purva Ashara, it can bring out the latent talents and abilities and reveal hidden knowledge and wisdom. So the moon gives us our feelings, our emotional sensation. The ruling planet is Venus. So we look for that luxurious aspect of communication, of spoiling ourselves, of doing nice things to ourselves. And when we are using this influence, we can start to relate to our particular emotions. Because it's ruled, or because Tuesday is connected to Mars, I was impelled to write about anger. Do you have the right to be angry? It can actually be replaced with, do you have the responsibility to be angry? If you're in a relationship that you want to succeed, there will inevitably be moments of conflict, creating frustration, irritability. And in many cases, it would be irresponsible not to communicate your anger. The key, however, is to learn to communicate it constructively, which means that you would be standing firmly for your worth, your needs, your convictions, while also treating the other person with dignity. So some things to consider. Can you disagree, but keep your voice in a calm manner? In frustration, can you still treat others with dignity? Once a point has been made, can you allow for others to have time to think and not push the issue? Can you let others know when time is needed to gather thoughts rather than speaking with intensity? True assertiveness stands up for your needs while thinking of the needs of others, rather than shifting gears when you don't get the response desired. Instead, you are able to make space. So watch your emotions today. Watch that piloted energy of Mars, and then also watch for the lavishness in the moon sensation of Venus. That was a lot of information. Just go ahead and close your eyes and see where that applies to you. How did that feel applicable to you? I'm going to begin with Ujjaiy breath. So some people call this Darth Vader breath. You'll keep the mouth closed, but you're kind of breathing through the nose and the back of the throat. And it will sound like. You can really feel that in my throat. I feel it in the back of my nasal cavity. If I were sitting next to somebody, they may or may not be able to hear me. I was exaggerating it for the video purposes. Keeping the eyes closed, watch the breath travel up and down the body. Inhale. And exhale. Feel this oceanic sound within the throat and the voice. The back is tall. Either the legs are crossed or the feet are on the earth, sitting on a chair. Contemplate how you respond in anger. Contemplate whether you stand up for yourself or you feel fearful of standing up for yourself. Contemplate whether you give people room to speak once you've spoken, or whether or not you're able to take time and say, I need to pause right now. Just contemplate your own response to the responsibility of verbalizing frustration, conflict, in a healthy manner. Feel that sound in your throat and behind your nose. And you watch the breath traveling through the body, up the spine, into the third eye, and then back down. Stay here 2 more minutes. Release the breath. Come back to a natural flow. Notice any subtle changes in the body. watching the emotions, the internal recognition of any anger, irritability, conflict that we can feel internally, and then being extremely observant of it today. How does it show up in your world? How do you respond? Anulom, vilom. Each day I'm trying to do at least one practice that was the same as the day before introducing new ones. So Anulom, vilom, index finger, third, middle finger on the third eye. And we go ahead and inhale through the left nostril. Seal off both nostrils. Feel the breath at the top. And then exhale through the right. Breathe back in the right nostril. Seal off both nostrils. Exhale through the left. Continuing. You want me to hold it at the top and then exhale. And when you exhale through the left nostril, go ahead and release the breath. Notice the sensations in the body. Notice the thoughts in the mind, but notice them like you would notice clouds. Just observe them. Stay with that space. So hum. Inhaling through the lips, the feeling, the sensation of so. Holding the breath, exhale the sensation of hum through the nose. So we inhale the sensation, the vibration of so. Exhale, hum. So hum, I am that I am. Feel the calmness, the coolness through the lips and through the nose. Watch the breath rise through the body and watch it dissolve as it leaves the body. Breathe up into the third eye, exhaling from the third eye down to the tip of the nose. Inhale, so. Exhale, hum. As you exhale, release the mantra. Feel a natural flow to your breath. Take a gaze through the emotional body. Step into the sensations of the physical body. Be aware of the spiritual body. Notice any information coming back to you. invite the mantra cream. It's spelled Kreem, but it sounds like Kdeem, cream. 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 Just stay with the silent mantra. Cream. Notice this simple sound in the mind. When thoughts arise, gently replace it with the sound of cream. Nothing to do but observe. Cream. Cream. Release the mantra. Scan the body. Notice the thoughts. Be aware of what you've discovered in the last 25 minutes. And go ahead and flutter your eyes open, looking down at your own hands and legs first, and coming back into the space. I invite you to journal about anger, how it shows up for you, what comes to your awareness, whether or not you feel that you have the responsibility of sharing your frustration, conflict, knowing that when we give people space, when we've vented or articulated what's going on, and when we give people the opportunity to perhaps take a pause when we don't feel equipped. I'm going to quickly do a screen share because I have not seen everybody hop onto school yet, and I want you to understand what that looks like. So when you pop into the portal, you will see the Ignite Your Spark page. The classroom is where all of the different modules are housed, and the 21 Days into Darkness is where each day I post what I talk about, what the pranayama is that we're doing. And then there's a video at the bottom where you will have lifetime access for this. What I've opened up to you all is all the pocket wisdoms that I've done recently, the mind mastery calls that we go back from astrology classes to choice week, whatever we've done. I did a deep dive meditation where I have different types of apuja showing, a nervous system practice for 20 minutes, 13 minutes, 8 minutes, a bedtime meditation for 17 minutes. And then this is the golden nugget that you all have access to for the rest of the month. When I'm doing 3-month and 6-month courses with people, there are different modules that we go through, and each of the modules will have a worksheet, will have a video, have different aspects of how to step into different activities within yourself. I invite you to hop into that if you have not seen any of this, because it is going to be going away at the end of the month if you're not in connection and courses with me. Also, the Friday mind mastery calls, you're all invited to that all of December. So at 9 a.m. Mountain Time, the first Friday of the month is astrology, second Friday of the month are practices, third Friday of the month is choice week, whatever y'all want. And then the last Friday of the month, we have what we call priority focus time. And I have a little blurb in there about what priority focus time is at the bottom, module 7. And that gives you an example of how we use priority focus time, what we're looking for in that. And then I really invite you to introduce yourself, say how you're here, why you're here, what you're doing. It becomes an opportunity of connection with community, and that is supportive to other people. To maybe they'll want to DM you, maybe they know you from a different course that you did, and it creates that connection without having to get on social media. So please hop into school, please poke around in there a little bit, take advantage of that manifesting freedom module, and enjoy. And if you have any questions, I highly encourage you to reach out, direct message me. Let me know if you have any feedback or questions about any of that. Journal away, talk about your anger, look at your reactions. Know that today is Tuesday, Mars Day, and oh, perfect. Yes, you answered it for her, Ujjaiy. All of the names of the breath will be in the modules, so be sure if you do have questions that you can go ahead and ask that, or you can go ahead and look at that and see what the response is, what the order was, and what we talked about. I'm going to stop the recording, but feel free to stay on if you're live, if you have any follow-up questions or feedback. Thank you for those who are watching the recording, and we will see you tomorrow.